Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Journey to Baby Jordan. So, this is one of the videos I have been excited to do for you guys, and that is B1. I know you guys love that Serapeptase video. This is right up there with it, guys. So many people, I talk about the vitamin D deficiency all the time, but the vitamin B deficiency needs to be talked about around the world. I think everybody, I've told my husband, should get a free prescription of some vitamin B. The world would be a better place. Lord, let's just get into it, y'all. I have my notebook. So, first of all, vitamin B1 relates to your whole nervous system. That includes your brain. So if you just think about that right there, if you have a deficiency, how all the stuff with your brain, everything that your brain does, how it can make you feel, just with those words right there. Okay, so sugar cuts down on your B1. I have talked about sugar in my several videos. That metformin is the one of the other ones I talked about. I'll talk about metformin on here also. B1, I don't think a lot of people really understand that much about their body. And as they start to understand, then you understand that a lot of the things that you are feeling, you can know what to do to fix it. And that is one of the reasons I needed to hurry up and get this B1 video out. So sugar cuts your B1 down. Caffeine cuts your B1 down. Wine, metformin will cut your B1 down. I talked about that in my metformin video. Chlorine that is in your tap water will cut your B1 down. Birth control, antibiotics, raw fish, certain vaccines, all of these things will literally cut your B1 down. And there's a lot of things that will make you have side effects that we will get into it, that you will notice that you may not take, but you might have a lot of sugar intake that you have. Another person may have a lot of caffeine intake. Someone, it may be your medicine like metformin is cutting down. We all have different things that we take, but we're going to also get into these side effects that will, and then I'll also tell you some things that you can also do to help. So if you have a B1 deficiency and you have been standing there and all of a sudden, you feel like you're swaying a little bit, that can be a B1 deficiency. Sometimes if you stand up and you feel like you stood up fast, that can be a B1 deficiency. It's so many things, guys. If you have MS symptoms, that is a B1 deficiency. A lot of things we're going to get into has to do with this nerve system, guys. I'm putting y'all on it. Y'all getting it right here. Fibromyalgia symptoms, all nervous systems. If you feel exhausted, I'm going to tell you guys right now, you will have this feeling as if you are pushing yourself, and that can be a B1 deficiency. Neuropathy symptoms, you will have tingling. It feels like you're numb. All these are nerve symptoms that you can have because of your B1 is connected to all of this, guys. Stress easily. If you are someone who always feels like you're nervous, I just feel like something's going to happen soon. I've got all this stuff going on my mind, all these negative thoughts, and it's just like, I just, I need to stop watching the news. I need to stop doing all this because I just feel so nervous. I feel like I'm going to stress. I just feel like everything is overwhelming. If that is the feeling you are getting, it can be very well connected to your B1 deficiency. B1, guys. If I had the money, I would be handing out packs like what was Nino was handing out turkeys. I'm telling y'all, if I could do it, I would do it for y'all. Um, the things that it controls, like your nerves, which with your brain, your motor functions. If you are driving and you feel like you are on autopilot and you're like, dang, like I done turned and got in this lane and did all that, and halfway remembering it, like you're just going. I've already said it, B1 deficiency. Your mood can be affected. If you are stressing, and I'm just gonna put it out there, females have the worst at your mind steadily going. We're thinking about today, we're thinking about tomorrow, we're thinking about next week, we're thinking about what could happen. That brain just seems like it won't shut down. That will mess with our mood more than anything. B1. If you're having trouble paying attention, all this has to do with your brain literally goes almost in a fog when you have that B1. It's almost like you can't relax. You're always feeling like you got to be on point. You always have to be on watch. You can't really relax. It also, we talked about the B1 is connected to your heart. It can that right there, because of the connection you have with your heart, that could easily cause blood pressure problems. Why? Because your blood pressure, with the pumping and everything that it does, and in order to keep everything connected, even your liver, all this stuff is connected together. I'm not gonna lie. The past 2 years, learning more about my body. When I say knowledge is power, it's been a blessing, and that's why I love to be a blessing to someone, to share this information. With all this knowledge I've got, I'm sharing it with you guys. You can still do your research, but I'm giving it to you. Okay, sciatic nerve symptoms. Nerve, of course. And when you go to look for B1, make sure it is a natural B1, not a synthetic. Um, Kind of like how you would do your folate and your folic acid and some of these other pills out here. You have to watch the vitamins you get, especially if you're a lady and you're looking at prenatal vitamins, which is always best. You can get these from like your kale and your greens and your other sources of cooked like salmon. You can get your B1 from there. There's other places you can get your B1, but if you want to be able to take it and eat your food too, do not get the synthetic version, get the natural version. Um, if you're having nightmares, if you're having trouble sleeping, and I'm going to get into how it's helping me, guys, because it's got a lot to do with all of this. Morning sickness, especially if you are in your trying to conceive journey, and you're noticing these things, you need to get you some B1, because if you get pregnant, it's going to help you down the road. Like, it's going to help. Um, I've already talked about the moving. So what we can do to get our B1 on track is, first, if you are having these problems, if there's something on this list, like you could cut out sugar. I love potatoes. I have had to learn that my starch will turn into that sugar, and I've had to learn to adjust my meals accordingly. I'm one of these. Shoot, I can bake some fish, marinate it, get some rice or something, like some green beans. That's a nice meal right there. Have you a salad on the side, maybe some sweet potato fries, baked. Stress. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and do this one and my next one together. Stress is something that is hard to deal with sometimes. We will give it to the Heavenly Father and be like, let me get that back. I didn't put everything on there. Okay, so it's not going to be easy, but one of the things you can do with your stress, if it is on your mind, you need to deal with that. There are certain things we can't deal with that we have to pray about. But don't let something sit on your mind. Don't be afraid. Don't be hesitant to deal with something. Anything that you have to constantly worry or think about is something that you need to deal with, or else it's going to turn worse. It's gonna, and we all know stress is a killer. Cancer literally feeds off stress and sugar. That those go hand in hand. I can talk all day, but I know you guys ain't here to hear me talk. You just here for the info. So whatever you have to do to keep your insanity, to have your peace, do what you have to do. Because in this world, it is full of negativity. And you see more negativity in entertainment than you do positivity these days. And if it takes a week, if it takes 2 weeks, take your time and deal with your stress. If you don't, it will slowly consume you and get pushed back somewhere. And you think that you're dealing with it. It's coming out in your dreams. It's coming out while you're working. It's coming out while you're trying to focus and your mind is on that. If your B1 is low, it's going to be easy to let all those thoughts just run with them. Those are negativity. Those are not of you. Those are not of the Father. Destroy that. Do what you have to do. I'm going to tell you now about how this helped me. So, y'all guys know I love Dr. Eric Berg. I have learned about my body from my hair follicles, the tip of my head to my toes. I have learned pretty much a lot of things that I could say. I'll say about at least 90% of what I know about my body. I have to give credit to Dr. Eric Berg. If you want to actually know about your body, Dr. Eric Berg, that man breaks it down, and I love how he does it. So, listening to most of his videos, and I'm one I can click from click, I'm noticing a lot of the B1 symptoms I had that he's talking about. So I'm sweating at night. I'm waking up in the AM and I'm sweating, but the air is low. You know what I'm saying? It's low, but I'm sweating. My husband is a bigger man and he's not sweating, but I am. I can't really go to sleep. I'm having all this stuff running through my head, and it's hard for me to shut my head down. Like, it was literally hard to shut my brain down for me to go to sleep. I would wake up at 1 or 2 in the AM and my mind is going. When I would go back to sleep, it would be nightmares that didn't make sense, that didn't add up, and they're coming in here and it was just everywhere. I had this nervous feeling, and I did not want to drive. I did not want to get in my vehicle and drive, y'all. I would be nervous about what would happen. I'm always thinking about what could happen. I started noticing this was the one I started noticing, because I was also stressing so much and I was so nervous that I started having small heart pains. I had to go get me some baby aspirin and start taking baby aspirin. My husband was keeping a close eye on it. I started having these sharp pains, tight numbing pains in my left arm, when I started having these, and I said, I've got to make a change. I've got to do something. My dad was found dead after a heart attack. And if you have something that's going on in your family and you start seeing symptoms, don't just say, yeah, that's in my family. Do what you have to do to take care of you. Do what you have to do. When I say B1, I sleep, y'all. Take the B1 at night. I'm not gonna lie, I felt relaxed as crap. Take your B1 at night and you will sleep lovely. Leave your Benadryls and your Tylenol PMs alone. You don't even need them no more, because you are going to be relaxed. I don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore. My nervousness, I can say the first 2 weeks of taking B1, my nervousness was cut in half, 60%, more than 50%. It was cut, y'all. I literally was thankful about how I felt. I could just give it to the Heavenly Father, thanking Him. That's how good it was. Every now and then I do wake up with a small sweat, but that right there is progress. You know, I don't expect everything to change, but I've been on B1 for months now, and I can definitely say I feel better. I feel blessed. It is, and I want to tell you this now. It's a blessing. If you're not one of these who stresses, if you are, and you take this, you will understand how much it's a blessing to just feel better. I'm going on my 15-minute mark, so I'm going to get off here. I just had so much I wanted to put into this video. I'm so excited about helping people with their body and making these life changes and us getting our stuff together. It excites me, and I love to be a blessing to someone. So I'm going to get off here. I love you guys. I want you to have a wonderful, blessed day. And until the next video, bye guys.